Oh, wait. Yes! Yes! Yes!
There we go.
Yes!
We did it.
Finally. Holy shit.
And that started
Oh,
off
thank
so
God.
bad. Hello everyone, my name is Badly Playing. I'm very bad at this. My name is Badly Playing. And this is for anyone kind of new to GTFO, or especially with the new rundown, season 3, kind of whatever you want to call it here. So if you're struggling to beat rundown 3 mission A2, we'll be going over some of the things that I did with my friends on how we did it. Starting off with the loadout, some of the key areas in the map, and some strategies that we utilize while actually going through the run that you kind of just saw the end result from the clip. Please like, comment, subscribe, and do whatever you want if you like this video and want more content like this, or dislike it if you thought this was not really that helpful, or just not this kind of thing is good. So we'll start off with the loadout. Here is kind of subjective. Here is something that I highly recommend playing around with it. Figure out what your most comfortable playstyle is and trying to coordinate that with your team so that you're able to provide the best overall cover to each other. My personal favorite is actually using the pistol with the combat shotgun. Now the reason I like the pistol is because it's fairly accurate, it's a semi-automatic, a really good fire rate when you can mash that button with a high ammo count. As long as you can land your shots, it's a really good weapon. And I usually pair it with the combat shotgun because if enemies get too close, I can quickly just switch to the shotgun and blast off their face when they get too close. The only downside to both of these is that the range is fairly limited. You're mainly going to hit the maximum of like mid-range enemies, but mostly close range. However, there's one thing that's very important in this entire setup. One thing that I cannot stress is probably the most important aspect of this entire thing. And that is going to be the mine deployer. Everyone should have this equipped before going into the level. Why is this important? The mine deployer is very, very nice. How it behaves is that you place on a mine and it creates a laser. This line stretches a very long distance and anything in that line will take damage. The laser extends straight as well. So it's not just branching off or whatever. It's just, here's an exact line of where it is and it has a very long distance that it covers. And the explosion will extend straight out that line. By placing your team in a strategic location and surrounding yourself or the entire path leading to you with mines, you can greatly reduce the amount of enemies you have to encounter each and every iteration of whenever you open one of these trapdoors. By utilizing this, you can use less bullets, and since everyone on your team is carrying mine deployers, it no longer matters who has the tool refills or how much of each. All you need to do is make sure that there are mines in play in the strategic locations that you set. Now, I will make an important note here. Make sure the mines are not too close together, or else they will chain explosions. Even though they go out in a straight line, they still have some radial effect and can cause a chain reaction. Now let's talk about some of the key areas in this map. So, Zone 124 at the very start. This is going to be your first key area, or at least a subsection of it. Right when you start, after you kind of loot the beginning area, there will be a little pathway to the right. All you have to do is stick on the right side of the map, follow the wall, and you should be able to notice that it kind of drifts off to the side. From this area, if you're completely standing or even crouching for the most part, you'll take very minimal fog damage and will keep you out of the fog as long as possible. During our playthrough, my friend messed this up and he ended up walking straight down a path next to a whole bunch of bigs, alerted all of them as he fell to the ground, got stuck, took a lot of radiation damage and died. This alerted the entire room, and we ended up having to fight an entire horde of enemies plus around 7 bigs. This ended up helping us in the long run, but also made it a lot more difficult starting off. In these two areas that I'll be marking on the map here on the screen is generally where we always found the generator batteries. In these two areas, they can appear anywhere in these areas. I've just mainly seen them here. You should be able to get to the scan door at the end of the room, scan without triggering any alarms or any of the bigs, and sneak your way through, and you're golden. Now the center room is where you're going to spend most of your time. The center room is very critical because it's where you're going to be spending most of your time fighting off hordes of enemies from each of these trapdoors. This area is filled with paths and tight walls, making this the ideal location for setting up mines. You're going to have to go through this room and clear it out. You're just going to have to go sneak, work with your team, clear it out as you normally would. But be warned that there are a lot of dark corners in this map and a lot of enemies can hide in very weird and questionable places. Let's talk about why this room is so good. Each door has a path associated with it That's the quickest route to any player depending on where you're sitting. This fastest path is what the enemies will most likely take on their way to try and kill you. With that knowledge, you're able to set up the mines along that entire path and just force enemies to run through them, saving you a lot of time and ammo. Warning, mines and gunshots, if they go off near the starting room, will trigger all of the bigs on the other side. So it's very important that you keep a good distance away from that doorway, or else you could potentially have enemies from the front attacking you and from the back. Alright, for zones 126 and 128, before you open either of these doors, you should use the terminal to identify which zone has the most supplies between the two. It will again require the standard sneak approach and melee hits, and you only really ever have to worry about things like bigs and scouts spawning in this area. There's the occasional large group of enemies, but as long as you have good teamwork and communication, that should be fine. I will not be going over the different strategies of taking out scouts and stuff like that in this video. There's a lot of guides online. There's actually one I'll link in the description below. And that kind of tells you these basic strategies. Be warned, there is some spoiler territory in that as well. Now going back to the starting zone, zone 124. After you have gotten 3 out of the 4 batteries, only missing zone 129 at this point, and plugged them into the generator, zone 124 will now be more available because the fog would have gone down. I highly recommend using this time to work with your team and clear out as much of that zone as possible. By clearing out this zone, you can potentially access a lot of hidden supplies that you did not have access to earlier, and will make your job easier once you start heading towards the end steps of this game, since at the very end, you will have to go back through this zone. In this zone, however, there are about 7 bigs that usually spawn. Teamwork is very important here. To kill one of these bigs, you need roughly about 4 full power swings to the head to kill it. So you have to synchronize with your team on how to kill these guys, because if anyone messes up, or if you don't work this together at all and just timing is really off, it will alert the room. Now let's talk about zone 129. After you find the other 3 batteries, zone 129 will actually be accessible to you now, since the fog at the bottom of the ladder would have disappeared. However, the fog is not completely gone in the zone. This makes it very difficult to locate any enemies, since you can very rarely crouch, since a very few areas of this map actually have the fog low enough for you to crouch, and enemies can hide very easily in this fog, making it very possible to walk into them. During our playthrough, we didn't really meet any enemies in the first 2 areas. However, they were in the areas that we needed to go to get the objective. And in these rooms, you can actually see that it was so full of fog, we could not see a single enemy other than their glows. And we couldn't crouch because we would start taking a lot of radiation damage and most likely end up dying before we even got through there. So the most important area here is actually the starting point of this zone, the ladder. The ladder is gonna be the key part of this entire zone, and we'll discuss that more in the strategies. What are the strategies then? There are 3 main strategies. 1, life insurance policies. Why life insurance policies, or what are they? Well, everyone needs a backup plan, and most of the time in this game, someone will mess something up, fail a hack, accidentally shoot a gun, not fully charge their attack when hitting someone, alert a scout, things happen. And in those times, you need to have a backup plan. Going forward through these zones without a backup plan is essentially going to kill you. What we would do in this part is, in each and every zone that we've scattered out, we would plan out, okay, what area can we completely mine off, so that if we need to run away, where can we force the enemies to kill themselves on these mines? That way, we would have the less to deal with as we ran away. Most of the time, we would set up these life insurance policies when we notice a room with a big, with a scout, or with large groupings of enemies. Because at any point in time, if someone messes something up, that room is going to get alerted, and there's not much we can do other than run away, then prep for the worst. Strategy number 2, the ladder. For zone 129, there's just too much fog to deal with. There's no way you can see any enemies easily, and it makes it a lot more difficult. So, as long as there's no scout in that room, or even if there is one, it really just depends. The easiest strategy is actually to mine off the entire entrance area in zone 129 where you first see all the fog, because it's just a straight path towards the ladder. Then, wait on top of the ladder. Enemies will have to go through that entire path that you mined, wigging them with each iteration. And And any enemies that do not have range have to climb the ladder. And yes, they can climb. Forcing them to climb up this ladder also forces them to unable to dodge or attack anyone. You can easily get the shooters to climb the ladder just by backing up a bit and waiting for them to actually climb. Once they start climbing, everyone can just pull out high damage weapons or just any gun, and they can just fire straight down in a line and hit them and weaken them as much as you want. Now, how we utilize this was actually sending in someone we called a runner. Now, the runner, what they would do is they would open the door to a very infested room. They would shoot one bullet to alert the nearby enemies, then run back. They would run through all the mines and up the ladder, forcing the enemies behind them to run into these mines and blow up. By utilizing strategy, we no longer had to worry about crouching and taking radiation damage and worrying about running into enemies as we move forward. This made our experience a lot easier going through each iteration or each room of Zone 129 that we found enemies in. Now, I will also note that in Zone 129, I believe they're called sacks, or at least we call them sacks, that sit on the wall. These can easily be negated by flashing a flashlight at them. Now, the end game. This is when you do your final push. You've collected the final generator battery and are about to put it in. Before you do, at this time, use a terminal to identify anything you've missed, anything that could help you in this last part, because this is going to be your final fight. I recommend clearing out as much of the room as you can for Zone 124 before even going forward, since you will have to run through this area. Now, what's about to happen when you put in this final battery is the lights will go out, a sound will start going off, and you all have to be ready to start scanning at the generator. Once that generator scan is complete, you must run back to the spawn point and then do an exit scan there to complete the level. Knowing that, here's what you do. With all the mines that you still have left over and any C-foam grenades that you found along the way, you can completely trap the doorway at the end of Zone 124 and the little hallways next to the spawn point in Zone 124. Doing this, you've completely prepped off the area, and as you're running through these areas, enemies close behind you will be extremely weakened or killed instantly. And anyone that walks on the C-foam grenades will be stopped in time, forcing their assault on you to be stationary, and you can damage them or kill them while they are not attacking you. All you have to do at this point is just sit in the scan zone with everyone on your team there to make the scan faster, and you've done it. Congratulations. You've beat R3A2. Now, off to the next level. The opposite effect.
What? What happened? Oh no. Where's the security scan?
Oh, back at the generator.
Oh crap. Well, now we know.
Shiver me timbers.
Everybody ready? I'm coming. Hurry up, Burlu.
I see one to our left.
One to our left. Oh, multiple to our left. Point of entrance. Go, 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 go. Oh, no, there's one behind me. Oh, shit. Keep running to the point of entrance. Go, go, go. Just get out. Mines are in place. Good.
Well, good thing we placed the mines then.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God.
The mines should honestly hold them off for a bit.
Oh, there goes one. Everybody take up defensive positions. Reload.
This is so slow.
Everybody stay in the circle. Oh god, that scared the crap out of me! I need whoever. Okay, Burley, move right. Move right, move right, move right. Thank you.
What if they come to the right?
Then we're screwed. There's like 2 mines back there.
I keep hearing mines going on, so.
Oh, okay, they're getting closer. I'm out of ammo on the rifle. Behind us.
Shit, going low.
Reloading.
We're close. Hey, one's on the... I think we can do this.
Stop talking. Just keep shooting.
Reloading.
2 mags left on the shotgun. Ah, covered. Ah!
Guys,
Nice.
I think we won.
Oh, wait. Yes, yes, yes.
There we go.
Yes.
We did it.
Woo!
Finally, holy shit.
And that started
Oh,
off
thank
so
God.
bad.